Hey everyone, I'm Mike from the Prodigy.com. I don't know if you guys can see behind me. I got my gimbal out again today. I actually have my backpack on again today as well. But we are essentially breaking down and we're going to answer the most popular questions that I receive at the Park Prodigy regarding a Universal Orlando vacation. So if you are in the process of planning a Universal Orlando trip and you have a couple of questions yourself, just be sure to stick around until the end of this video as I might answer them in this video. And you don't even have to call me on the phone if you're old school, or chat with us on the chat bot if you're new school. But that is it. As always, I'm very excited, so let's go get started. Like I said, we are breaking down some of the most popular questions that we receive here at Universal Orlando, or I should rather say about Universal Orlando. So if you are in the process of planning that Universal Orlando trip and it does seem like you need more videos like this, just be sure to go and hit that subscribe button, as I have a lot more similar videos that I am in the parks creating that will be coming out in the coming weeks. But let's start this video with really, the most basic question, and that is going to be, can I do Universal Orlando within one day? For a lot of families, they might not be as familiar with Universal Orlando as they are with Walt Disney World. So they're trying to figure out, like, hey, they're trying to fit it into their Disney World vacation. And then, sooner rather than later, we always see them end up coming and planning an entire Universal vacation. But for those families who are wondering, can you do Universal Orlando within one day? I would say to get on every single ride and to get on, do every single show, it's going to be very tough. Now, there are some ways to do this, and you'll see I'm going to talk about the Express Pass a couple times in this video. But what I would say is if you're trying to get onto absolutely everything, then I would possibly look and see if you want to do the Universal Express Pass. Just because from our experience, when we look at wait times, the Express Pass can pretty much take your wait down to either a 5 or 15-minute wait. Now, when you're going from 65 to 70 minutes down to maybe, let's meet in the middle and say 10-minute, you could see just how much more you'll get done with the Universal Orlando Express Pass. The other thing I would say too is consider staying at a Universal Orlando hotel and then possibly taking advantage of early park admission, especially if they have Islands of Adventure open. You'll want to go and take advantage of Hagrid's and the Velocicoaster. Most importantly, the free advice I would give on essentially getting everything done or as much done at Universal within one day would be to make sure that you have a game plan, have an itinerary, that you know exactly which ride you want to go on and when. Can you do it? Yes. Should you do it? Everyone's different. Again, if you're trying to get everything done, it's going to be a very, very long day. So you might be better suited maybe coming for 2 days. But again, I'm starting there with, I guess my answer would be if you have the Express Pass, yes, you could definitely do it. If you don't have the Express Pass, it's hit or miss. I would also say if you have the Express Pass, it's going to be from park open to park close, and you're still going to be cutting it close. And that's even before, that's only in 2024 at the time of the recording of this video, because once Epic Universe opens up in 2025, the answer to this would be no. All right, so the next most popular question that we receive, as I get the Mystery Machine in the background, I'm trying to really mix and match on the different backgrounds here at Universal Orlando. I feel like I have my go-tos, so we're trying to mix it up a little bit. But the next question would be, how many days then do I need at Universal Orlando? And we actually have an entire video we did on this. I actually did it a couple years back. But as of 2024, that video is still very accurate. What I would say is I would realistically give yourself 1 day within each park. And if you're mixing in Volcano Bay, then yes, that would be essentially 3 full days here at Universal Orlando, essentially 1 day within each. Now, is that saying that you can't do a park-to-park ticket and mix and match and hop between all 3 parks if you want to? Yeah, absolutely. You could definitely do that, and we recommend it, especially if you're trying to take advantage of the Hogwarts Express. But that's pretty much where I would start. I would say 1 day for each park, and then taking it one step further, if you're planning to stay at a Universal Orlando hotel, especially maybe one of the premier resorts, then what you might want to do is spend 4 days. And then what you could do is between the first 2 days, you can mix in a hotel day, you can relax by the pool. But I would say that's the happy medium at this point in time. Coming 2025 with Epic Universe opening up, it's definitely going to change. It's, Disney is going to have some competition on its hand, because you could see if we're already at 3 days before Epic Universe, very simply, we could be going up to 4 or 5 days here at Universal Orlando without even a rest day back at the hotel. Okay, so another one of the most popular questions that we do receive, and that is, at what age should I take my kids to Universal Orlando? Really, what is the perfect age to take your kids? And I would say really right between 7 to 8 years old is when they'll get the most out of it. Now, does that mean that you can't come to Universal Orlando and have an amazing time if they're a little bit younger? And of course, maybe you have some older kids? Of course you can. And Universal does have a lot of brand new stuff opening up specifically for young kids. Brand new DreamWorks Land, which is opening in the summer of 2024. And to kind of take it one step further, the reason why we suggest you're between 7 and 8 years old is I would say a majority of the rides here at Universal Orlando are going to have height requirements of either 36 to 48 inches. Okay, some of the more intense rides like the Velocicoaster, and Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, and also Hagrid's. The height requirements are going to be a little bit taller than that, around 52 inches depending on the ride. Specifically, the Velocicoaster is the one that's coming to mind. So that is typically when we see most families come to Universal Orlando. Is that saying there's not a ton to do without that? Character meet and greets, shows, stuff like that? Absolutely not. And again, I'm talking about Epic Universe a lot, but with Epic Universe opening up summer of 2025, it's going to completely change the game as well. There's going to be so much for young kids to do. Another very popular question that we do get at the Park Prodigy, I would say this honestly is maybe the most popular question, surprisingly enough. There's a lot going on in the background. I don't know if these sirens are going to go off anytime soon, but that question is, does Universal Orlando have a dining plan? And very simply, they do not at this point in time. The dining plan was put on hold right before COVID. It has not been brought back just yet. So if you're going to Walt Disney World, and yes, Disney did bring back their dining plan, and you're trying to do the same here at Universal Orlando, as of the time of the recording of this video, which is June 2024, they have not done that just yet. So it is pretty much pay as you go here in the parks. All right, so another very popular question as I try to not get the sun in the camera, but that is going to be, can I do the Wizarding World of Harry Potter within one day? And so for this, it is going to be different than all of Universal Orlando. My honest opinion is as of 2024 anyway, with just the main two parks, yes, you can do everything within the Wizarding World of Harry Potter within one day. So that's including the 5 rides, the 2 restaurants, all the shows, and even we have an itinerary that you can go and sign up for free on our website. We even include some free time to go and use your interactive wand. So at this point in time, my honest opinion is yes, you definitely can. Don't forget that in order to ride the Hogwarts Express, so to really be able to do everything here within the Wizarding World, you do need that park-to-park ticket. So it is important for me to state that, but yes, it is totally possible in my honest opinion. All right, so another very popular question that we do get about Universal Orlando, and that is going to be, Mike, everyone tells me that I need the Universal Orlando Express Pass. Is that true? And what I would say to this is, before you go and just buy the Universal Express Pass, give some thought to the rides that you actually want to use it on. Give some thought to the amount of rides that you're trying to do here at Universal Orlando before you go and just buy the Universal Express Pass. And the reason being is the Express Pass is actually more expensive than your actual admission ticket in a lot of situations. So of course you don't want to just jump in and just buy it for no reason. The other thing I would say to that too is, if you know you want it, if you don't want to wait on lines and you're trying to get on everything here at Universal Orlando, like I had said earlier in the video, go and take a look and price out the Universal Orlando Premier Resorts, because very simply the Express Pass is included with the Premier Resorts. You can also get some discounted vacation package pricing on our website, the Park Prodigy. But take a look at the combo tickets as well if you already have your hotel lined up, because the combo tickets, especially if you're planning to get the Express Pass for multiple days, can be a great way to save on the Express Passes as well. And of course, you know where I'm going with this, we also do sell the Universal Orlando Express combo tickets on our website, so you can go check out pricing over there as well. All right, so another one of the most popular questions that we do receive at the Park Prodigy, and that is going to be, how much are the Universal Orlando hotels? And then, so at this point in time, there are 8 Universal Orlando hotels. There are soon going to be 11, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, my math is correct. It's soon going to be 11 with the opening of Epic Universe. But there is a Universal Orlando hotel for every size and budget. The Universal hotels are going to range from the value resorts, which will start right around the $100 per night, all the way up to the Premier Resorts, which can run you, I would say, around $750, at their most expensive times a year per night. But don't forget that the Universal Orlando Premier Resorts do come with the free Universal Orlando Express Passes. So if you're in the process of planning a vacation package, that's essentially the range of hotels. As you can see, there really is a budget for every family, and there's a lot going on here at Universal Orlando. All right, so tying into the Universal Orlando hotel pricing, another very popular question that we do receive is, are the Universal Orlando hotels cheaper than over in Walt Disney World? And this is, of course, a popular question because some families might be trying to figure out, do we stay at Disney? Do we stay at Universal? a lot of families will do split stays, especially at taking advantage of the premier resorts for a couple days to get those free Universal Express passes. So as a general rule of thumb, yes, the Universal Orlando hotels will typically be less expensive than over in Walt Disney World. So if you're a family and you're shopping for the best, if you're shopping on a budget or if you're trying to get the best deal possible, I definitely would take a look at the Universal Orlando hotels. Specifically, Universal does have special promotions that they run throughout the year. At the time of the recording of this video, they are running a promotion where it's essentially 25% off 2 of the Universal Prime Value resorts, and that's your entire vacation package, tickets included. So there are some really, really amazing deals at this point in time here at Universal Orlando, and yes, in general, they will be cheaper than over in Disney. All right, so tying in the boat in the background, doing this one very, very quickly, but another popular question is, does Universal Orlando have transportation to take me to and from the airport? And if you book an official Universal Orlando hotel, even if you use a travel agency like the Park Prodigy, yes, you can add, that's not free, but you can add a shuttle service that will take you to and from the airport, essentially, so you don't have to worry about that. And then, of course, if you're only visiting Universal Orlando, once you get over here to your Universal Orlando hotel, you do have free transportation to pretty much take you all around the parks here in Universal. All right, so another very popular question that kind of ties into essentially planning your Universal Orlando trip, and that's going to be, how early should we get to the park, specifically if you are taking advantage of early park admission? And I've answered this question a couple times on our channel. My honest opinion is if you're taking advantage of early park admission here, right there at Islands of Adventure Park, specifically for Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, you want to get to the parks an hour before early park admission even starts. And yes, people will fight with me over this, but I stand by that. I do believe it's the best way. Will you wait to get into the park an hour to get into the park? Yes, you will. But the way I look at it is I always say that you're not paying for that time. So I would rather wait to get into the park as opposed to essentially showing up at 8 o'clock. If you show up at 8 o'clock for early park admission and that's the time it starts, you're going to be at the back of the line, and then that means you are going to wait to get onto Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. So my honest opinion, I've done it multiple times, is if you show up an hour early, you'll be able to be some of the first guests in the park. You will get onto Hagrid's, the Velocicoaster, and Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, if you want to go on Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, within the first hour to hour and a half. It's my honest opinion, and that's why I always recommend it. All right, so we did switch parks, and continuing with the questions, the next question is, when is the cheapest month to come to Universal Orlando? I'm actually going to break this down into 2 parts. So the cheapest month is typically going to be September, and that's the same for Universal Orlando and for Walt Disney World. The only caveat and thing to keep in mind is it is hurricane season. So, your trip potentially might have to be moved, but that is typically going to be the best deals, cheapest time of year to visit. Another follow-up question to this would be, when is the cheapest time essentially to book? Like, what if you know you're going to book, you need to travel in March, right, of 2000 and whatever, you just want to travel during spring break. I would say to book it as early as possible, specifically if you're booking a Universal Orlando vacation package. The reason being is you can always modify that vacation package if a better deal does come out. Of course, that's based on availability, but you can modify and grab the better deal, especially if you work with a travel agency like the Park Prodigy. What I would say too is Universal will typically release most of their deals around January. Past couple years, that's kind of what we've been seeing. So keep an eye, if you already have a vacation package booked, keep an eye around January. Going into the new year, a lot of families will start planning their trips for the year, and that's when Universal typically has released it. Now, it's going to be interesting in 2025, of course, because we do have Epic Universe coming, but just off of years past, that's typically what we've seen. So another one of the most popular questions that we do receive at the Park Prodigy, and that is going to be, do I need the Universal Express Pass specifically for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter? And so, of course, for this, I would say absolutely not. You do not. You really don't. If you're just trying to get on all the Harry Potter rides, tying into can you do the Wizarding World within one day, you really can take advantage and get everything done within the one day, as of 2024 anyway, with just Hogsmeade Village and over in Diagon Alley in Universal Studios Florida. You can also take advantage of early park admission to help that even more. If you're only coming for one day, you do need to stay at an official Universal Orlando hotel to get that extra hour. If you're staying for a couple days, there is a couple different ways you can get it. If you would like to learn more about booking a Universal Orlando vacation package, give us a call at the Park Prodigy. But that is pretty much one of the other most popular questions. All right, so another very popular question that we get is, how much is it going to cost me to go to Universal Orlando? So I'm just breaking down one day here in the parks for one day family of 4, I priced this on July 17, 2024. It is essentially going to be $869 with tax, and that is for a one-day park-to-park ticket. Essentially, if you want the Universal Orlando Express passes, now this is essentially tying into some of the other questions we've answered. One-day tickets with a one-day unlimited Universal Orlando park-to-park express pass, your total for a family of 4 is going to be $1,891. You can see it's $1,000 more to have the Universal Express pass, and that's why I say it's so important to really shop around, look at those premier resorts, especially if you know you want to take advantage of that feature. And so that is it, everyone. Those are some of the most popular questions that we receive at the Park Prodigy when it comes to booking a Universal Orlando vacation. The camera's shaking a little bit, I'm trying to hold it. But thank you all again so much for checking out this video all the way till the end. And as a thank you for sticking around all the way till the end of this video, I do have a special promo code you can go use on our website to book some discounted theme park tickets, to book a Universal Orlando vacation package. And that promo code is going to be YouTube25. But I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys again so much for checking out this video. And until next time, I will talk to you soon.